Welcome to this explainer. Right away, we're diving into the actual mechanics of organizational success. We're going to look at exactly how businesses take these huge, abstract ideas and turn them into tangible reality.
So, let's start with a really big question. Why do so many brilliant boardroom ideas just crash and burn before they ever even reach the customer? Seriously, you see it all the time, right? A company has this phenomenal vision, massive funding, incredibly smart people, and then they just completely fail to deliver. Well, the answer almost always comes down to a massive disconnect between the plan and the actual execution.
In today's explainer, we're going to solve that mystery with a top-down journey. Here's what we're covering. 1. The big picture strategy. 2. The operations engine. 3. Connecting what and how. 4. The elements of execution. And 5. Winning with cost efficiency.
Okay, moving to part 1, the big picture strategy, or the corporate boardroom.
Business strategy is basically the dream. As our source material lays it out, it's a comprehensive plan for how a company hits its long-term goals and actually gets an edge over the competition. It's the whole shebang, the vision, the financial targets, the market objectives. It's what ensures every department is pulling in the exact same direction. Think of it as the ultimate roadmap guiding where you put your resources and how you position yourself out in the market.
But, as we know, a roadmap is pretty much useless if you don't have a vehicle to get you there. Which brings us to part 2, the operations engine. The reality.
This is where the operations strategy comes in. It's your framework for action. It's the long-term plan guiding exactly how a company produces and delivers its goods or services to actually hit those big business goals we just talked about. We're talking process design, resource management, supply chain coordination, all that good stuff. This is literally where the rubber meets the road to bring real efficiencies and concrete direction to the company.
So, the absolute key here is grasping the difference between the two. Business strategy is the what. It's broad, it's long-term, it's all about market position and overall profitability. Operations strategy, on the flip side, is the how. It is laser-focused. It's about driving efficiency, maximizing productivity, and maintaining quality right there within the functional areas of the business. Moving on to part 3, connecting what and how, the bridge.
So how do successful companies connect the dream to reality? Well, it's all about a continuous flow of information. You have departments like sales, R&D, marketing, and finance, all feeding their specialized inputs up into the corporate plans. Then those overarching plans become a sort of central command that directly dictates the manufacturing and operations processes all the way down to the shop floor.
But building this bridge? Yeah, it comes with a lot of real-world friction. When companies actually try to implement a focused operations strategy, they hit roadblocks. You'll often see department heads clashing, which obviously damages relationships across sectors. Or worse, a lot of organizations just totally fail to set up basic guidelines for interdepartmental communication. And what happens? You get terrible resource allocation, massive workflow slowdowns, and basically the whole strategy just falls apart.
To fix this, a rock-solid operations strategy puts a huge emphasis on clear communication guidelines and intentional relationship building. Utilizing team-building exercises for department heads is actually a proven way to build real camaraderie. When leaders are working side by side, it sets a great example. It breaks down those workflow bottlenecks and it ensures the entire operations engine is running in total synchronization.
All right, part 4, the elements of execution, the gears.
Once the engine is connected and we've smoothed out that friction, we've got to look at the individual gears keeping things moving. Notice how agility is specifically about surviving unanticipated external change, which is absolutely vital in today's crazy markets. Flexibility, though, handles adapting your internal systems. Quality is making sure customer expectations are met every single time, and innovation ensures your products are evolving to stay ahead of what the market actually wants.
And today, these gears are increasingly powered by some really advanced tech. You still need the right people, for sure, but modern operations lean heavily into production line automation and machine learning. Through machine learning, these systems become intuitively intelligent, cutting out useless processes and maximizing output. Even forecasting tools have become completely indispensable for managing risk and predicting what customers are going to want next.
Finally, part 5, winning with cost efficiency, the fuel.
Let's talk about what keeps this whole engine running sustainably. Now, cost efficiency isn't just about taking a hatchet to the budget. It's a highly strategic weapon. often called cost leadership. This is all about optimizing your production and operational processes to get the cost of the product as low as possible. By doing this, a business can target price-sensitive customers, building a fiercely loyal customer base while still delivering a solid, reliable level of quality.
Grasping and optimizing these costs is completely crucial. Why? Well, first off, it directly drives your bottom-line profitability. Second, it lets a business make really smart, competitive pricing decisions out there in the marketplace. And finally, accurate cost estimations are what allow you to create realistic financial plans. It is the critical link that lets a company actually deliver on those giant financial promises they made back in the boardroom.
To wrap up this explainer, I want you to remember this powerful takeaway directly from our source material. Business strategy sets the direction, and operations strategy provides the means to get there. They are completely, intricately interdependent. I mean, think about it. If the business strategy pivots to offer some highly customized new product, the operations strategy has to adapt instantly to handle that new complexity. They really are just two sides of the exact same coin.
As we close this out, I want to leave you with something to ponder. Look at your own workplace, or even just the businesses you really admire, and ask yourself, does this organization just have a beautifully drawn map? Or do they actually have the perfectly tuned engine required to get there? Thanks for hanging out with me on this explainer, and keep looking for the engines that drive success.